Hello everyone and welcome back to Mortons on the Move. Welcome back to our RV off-grid camp. Today we are starting to put together our building, our carport, our RV carport. We're gonna see how far we can get with this. The leaves are changing color, the season is changing, so we have a deadline to get this up. Stay tuned. What's going on, Caitlin?
We are unwrapping the building. We had received delivery of it a couple of weeks ago, but we still had some gravel work. Tom has finished that. We also finished the footings on...
Nice and level over here.
Yep, we finished the footings on the shipping container, which needed to happen first because we're going to be working out of the shipping container. And so now we've just laid out all the pieces here. We've got these 3 big pallets and then this one over here, and we're trying to unwrap the base rails. So basically the base of the building.
That's these, which has the ground anchors in it.
And so we're just kind of going through everything and seeing what we've got so that we can start wrapping our heads around this project.
We're a little bit delayed because Mr. Backhoe here blew its water pump.
Been working really hard for us. It just needed a little break.
So I had to repair that, but it's back when we waited so we could move all this with the backhoe.
Really glad we didn't have to do that by hand.
All these base rails are going to go over there. We're going to start measuring out for everything, and that is where we're going to construct our building.
The RV port.
Yeah, I guess not our building. It's a cover shelter.
It's like kind of a building.
Yeah.
It's a structure. The structure.
So we're in the manual, but I think the first thing we need to do here is just connect all the base rails and set up the laser and just make sure we are 100% level, because I can only do so much with the backhoe. Once we are level, or we'll make level, then we'll bring the big truck up and we'll compact these lines so that we are solid in the areas the rails are going to be. Then these here are where our anchors are going to go through. So what we need to do is
each one of these,
there's a lot of them. We need to bring the auger. So we got to set up the rails, measure everything out, make sure it's all square and level, right? Then bring the auger up. We're going to drill holes underneath every single one of these, and we're going to pour concrete into those holes. Now, because this is not a structure that we're bringing utilities into, we're not going to do footings. We're going to do ground anchors. So we're not going to go below the frost line, but we are going to have to go probably 30 inches down.
We just don't want the building to fly away when it's windy, right?
Correct. So we're going to pour a blob of concrete under each one of these footings, basically where the rails come down. And then we're going to secure it down.
And then we build the frames, and then we put the roof on, and that's all done.
Yeah, exactly.
It's going to be easy peasy.
I think so. Go like that. Like that. And that last one. Nice. Now we measure. 1.5 inches high.
No, it's like here. Is that better?
Yeah, let's do a mark it. Gotcha. All right, there we go. Shorter?
Yeah.
Well, then it needs to go your way. It needs to slide. Let's move it half of that. About 8.5 inches. Marking where we gotta pin it. It's a lot of work, isn't it? A lot of anchors. All right, we've got everything marked. We've got all the holes marked. We've got measured. It's all
to mess it up.
Yeah. Now we have to move all the frame rails over, drill a bunch of holes, pour a bunch of concrete, put it all back together. Ugh.
Up there.
Greasy. Ugh. Okay, now this big one. Okay, so there. Shove it back a little bit and come on. It's partially held.
No, wait. Oh yeah, there it goes.
God, why is this thing so greasy? It doesn't really need to be greasy. Ah, gosh. All right.
Somebody greased it just before putting it in here.
Ah. Not really cutting. Are you? That's good. On camera. Blanket for augering. Careful, it's covered in grease on that end.
Yeah, I saw that.
So we put this tarp down to attempt to catch as much of this as we can.
I think it works really good.
And backhoe's gonna come over. We're gonna fill it up. Grease. Ah, spilled quite a bit. Oh well, gonna rake it in.
Right here.
I think it's pretty much in the bucket. I'm gonna tilt the bucket up.
Yes.
Here we go.
A lot of dirt.
$26 more to go. How you doing, hon?
Tired.
Why does it look like we got little volcanoes going on here?
We just ran into some lava while we were drilling. Okay. We needed to shim it up to get the right level across, and so we're going to pour the concrete to come up to touch the bottom of the rails, and the little volcanoes are edges to help hold in the concrete so it can come up, touch the rails, and cure that way without spilling out and just going all over the place.
These ones are a little too high, so we're gonna do sauna tubes, but we don't have enough, so we'll yeah.
Gotta run to town tomorrow morning, but we want to pour as many as we want today, so that's why we're doing it this way. Hopefully it works. Don't see any reason why it really shouldn't. Hopefully
It's just concrete in the ground to hold it in place.
yeah, so we're gonna go with it. I wonder if there's slight differences in the that's it.
Stop there. Vibrate. Looks about right.
We need a little bit more.
Oh yeah, it does, doesn't it? All right, we've hit a milestone. Concrete all the way down.
Concrete done.
Oh my gosh, that was not super fun.
No, it was like, it's like a very important part of the building process, but like no glamour about it at all. There's no fun. It's just hard work. It's monotonous, and there were a lot of footing or anchors.
We have 28 anchors all the way down. We've got 30-inch rebar on 12-inch sauna tubes and 24 to 30 inches deep of concrete. So I don't think this building's going anywhere. There's at least that. Now we get to move on to the fun stuff, building it.
Trusses, woo.
Today we begin assembly. We've got the first truss started over here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna stake it down to the width, prepare to actually build the truss in here, and then once that's done, we're just gonna have to lift them up and put them on the building. It's getting cold, so we're starting to feel the pressure to actually get this done because we gotta get our vehicles in here before winter really starts to hit. We've checked out everything. We had a ton of rain the past couple days, which makes this a mess to work on, but our drainage has worked very nicely with our rocks on both sides and our heck of a ditch that I added over there. We're coming along. I think the RVs are gonna be pretty happy under this, but again, more to figure out. I'm happy it's not concrete though. I need to get a mallet. How's it coming?
It's coming a little slower than we anticipated today, but you know, with the first couple, always there's like a learning curve and you set it up, and now I feel like we're really getting into our groove. We've got 4 of the trusses assembled.
10 more to go.
10 more to go. Tom keeps reminding me, so we're gonna do 1 more tonight before it gets too cold and we lose our light, and then pick it up again tomorrow and hopefully finish them and start actually erecting them on the base rails.
Today we're finally we're having our barn raising. We're going to attempt to get our trusses up on the base rails. What we're gonna do is we're gonna try to use the backhoe. We put a singular fork on there. We're gonna try to pick it up and then use ropes to pull and align it, and we don't really know what we're doing. We're just gonna try it, and we'll figure out what works, and then we'll do that 14 more times.
We're gonna have a person on either side here to help direct either side onto the slot on the rails. So yeah, the first one's gonna be a little tricky figuring out, but the rest of them should go faster as we get better at it.
Do it with 3 people. Get the backhoe.
Gets this up and this thing is no longer supported by these, this thing is going to want to swing.
Yep.
You guys are going to walk it. You're going to hang on to it and walk it back.
Oh, are we?
Yes.
Yeah, we'll see if and we'll see how hard it's going to be, but I don't think it's going to be that bad. It shouldn't be that heavy.
I was about to say, be ready for the weight change.
Is everybody ready?
Yes.
Will it sit there?
I mean, it has to be pretty much straight up and down to slide on though.
Well, this is what they showed, and pulling it up from there, but yeah, we're not very high, are we? Okay, now it looks tall. It didn't look that tall on the ground. Oh, goodness.
Hold on, let me take a picture of this. This is kind of...
Look at that. Being on the center point, it allowed it to shift over that direction because I'm not in the center. Interesting. Pull it.
Yep.
Don't let it fall.
Well, maybe I better go grab the other
I'm good,
rope.
I'm sliding on.
You're sliding on?
Yep, are you sliding on, Dad?
Oh, he's all the way down. Of course you won't go now, huh? It's down.
Woo!
Holy man, that thing is tall.
Tie that rope now.
Someone's gonna have to ride up in the bucket. Oh my gosh, it looks so much taller up in the air. Gosh. All right. It went pretty nice, didn't it? I think the next ones are gonna be more challenging with the rafters, but
You're so much taller.
now, see, if we can do this with the next ones in that same position, we'll have plenty of clearance because it tilted away from the bucket, right? So I think we could do the same exact thing if we can lift it, which I think we can, because even if I can't pull the rope hard enough, like I said, I could put it on the backhoe and easily just very controlled.
You wouldn't get into the cross member here.
No.
If we don't have to go any further.
If that fork will fit in between it, I just don't know. I don't know what our clearance will be. Well, look at that. We've got ourselves a frame. Next project is tying them together, but I think they're good enough to sit there like that today. So today we're squaring up the building, as you can see, making sure they're all straight and level. We've got a string on that side over there that we're making sure they're all touching along there. Whoops. And once we're nice and square, then we can start putting on the purlins, the roof hats. Do you have enough here now? Sorry. Here we go.
I don't think it's long enough.
I think you can get it in there. So here we go. We've got the building squared-ish. We're gonna square these as the hat channels, which purlins hold it all together, are in place. I'm gonna go ahead and do this, but I'm not gonna ever recommend anybody does this. I am in a climbing harness, a work harness, and I'm gonna tie in here, so at least there's that. Of course, buckets can move, so no one in the bucket, of course, but this makes for a pretty good work platform, and this is how we're gonna do most of this work, I believe. All right, this first one's going right to the outside. So these things will lock it all in. We're gonna put 10 of them all the way up and over for the roof to be installed on. Okay, there's that. Now on to the next one. Flush. Ugh, I need a magnetic thing here. I guess I could do the pre-drill first. Oh, we need to straighten this now.
Ooh.
Otherwise it's gonna end up crooky.
Oh, towards that way.
All right.
Right there.
It's gonna be extra hard. Let me screw through this to start. Yeah, let me like mark it so.
Go back the other way. Right there.
I'm gonna release it.
What they're supposed to be?
What?
We just measure it on the hat channel. It should be at a particular.
Yeah, we're 24 inches on center, right? 4 feet on center. Okay, so end, this would stay. I'm saying right there.
Mine's saying go a little further for level, but.
I put a screw in the wrong spot then. Boy, I'm dropping a lot of stuff.
Now that you have it marked, I can just push on it for you. Don't drop anything on me, okay?
Try not to. Goes a screw just fell. Welcome to construction. And we're in. Okay. Now just a gazillion more of those to go. Oh, another milestone. We've got the purlins done. Now for the roof. Once again, we have a dilemma to figure out how to do it. I just rifted all the sheet metal up there for now, and then we'll get on up there and see if we can figure out how to weasel it up there. This is how we ended up deciding to do the roof. I'm tied in down here. Uh-oh, did it miss? I think it slipped off to the right. All right, this is what, like day 5 of working on the roof. Ugh. I think we've got to figure it out though, finally. With any construction project, just kind of figuring out how you're gonna do it takes a while. Today, we've got, Caitlin's gonna be on the roof with her safety line up and over, and she's gonna be working on a moving line with a safety at the end. I'm gonna be on my Pruisks through the building and on my traveling line on the backhoe. She's gonna mainly be screwing them down while I lift them onto the roof.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. One heck of a carport. Oh, all right. Roof hat and some bracing down the sides because we're not going to do the walls. And I think we're done.
We're done.
We're done. Oh, this has been one heck of a project. So at this point, the building is pretty much done. We just had to wrap up a few things on the roof and a little extra bracing, and then we were able to start moving our equipment in. The building was able to take our fifth wheel that we moved in with our backhoe. The backhoe fit under it, our truck camper fit under it, and an auxiliary cargo trailer that we have. So it fit everything that we wanted. The building is 51 feet long by about 23 feet wide. And the reason that it is so narrow, we would have liked to go wider, is because it needed to be narrow to meet the snow load requirements of the area. The wider you go, the more weight you're spanning, and the harder it is to meet those snow load requirements. And where we're at, the snow load requirement is insanely high. It is 90 pounds per square foot on the roof. And this isn't something that we were going to build to because snow load is no joke. If we were actually to meet that 90 pounds per square foot, and that of course is like worst case scenario, and that's what the design requirements for an area are, it would be like putting 2 of these motorhomes on the roof of that structure. I hope we never actually hit that because that's a little bit terrifying to think about. But that is the reason that there is so much extra trussing and metal on that structure. And the reason that we went with this particular manufacturer is they were able to actually meet that snow load requirement on a carport shelter type building. It's very hard to meet that. And we've done some other construction in this area in the past with wood, and it requires so much wood that it actually was cost effective to build with metal in this use case, primarily to meet that snow load requirement. The building has already withstood some rain, wind, and snow. We've been extremely happy to have our equipment underneath a shelter while we're not there, but next year we'll also be doing some additional modifications to it, adding some walls and possibly some lighting in there. Overall, while I'd say the project was not exactly easy, it was a lot of work. It was pretty straightforward. It was just a matter of doing the work, and I really like the prefab style where you have so minimal waste and so minimal cutting. We really didn't have to do hardly anything except assemble it. It's like building a big erector set. The construction itself actually was doable with only 2 people. Caitlin and I built most of it. We only had to bring in a third person to actually lift those trusses into place, which I think is pretty amazing to be able to put a structure that large together by ourselves. Overall, really happy with how it went. It was an enormous amount of work, but it's just kind of really fulfilling to be able to do that yourself. So I hope you guys enjoyed following us along for the build. It was really awesome to be able to do this ourselves, and really great to bring you along. We love sharing some of our projects like this. If you are interested in RVing, we also recommend you head over to mortonsonthemove.com, our website, however, where we published thousands of articles about this lifestyle. We love RVing. We've been doing it for many, many years, and we love to share as much about it as we can. You can also subscribe to our newsletter over there, where we share more information and update you about our content, let you know about our next videos. So be sure to do that. Stay tuned for our next video. We're going to talk about that security system a little bit, and then we're going to hit the road. So until then, safe travels, everyone. We'll see you down the road.